All hail to the Christ within. This is your obedient servant, Reverend George Latimer Knight. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your prayers. Let's go right into today's subject. Well, before I do that, I want to thank you for liking the videos here on YouTube, sharing them, uh, and basically helping spread the good news. What's the good news? That is 2018, a new opportunity to grow, a new opportunity to change, another opportunity to move forward and progress in life. It is the year of sowing. Amen. And I don't know about you, but I've been sowing my seeds. Whatever it is that you want, you have to sow it. If you want love, you got to give love. You want peace, you have to give peace. You want power, you're going to have to empower somebody else. If you want joy, you have to bring joy to somebody else. If you want money, you're going to have to give some money to somebody who's in need. Amen. Now, in our second broadcast, uh, we talked about 5 reasons to set goals or resolutions. And we won't go back over them. You can go back and click on the video and check it out. But now we're moving into a new subject. Know your why. Write your vision and don't get distracted. Know your why. Write your vision and don't get distracted. So this is what we've been building upon. We've been building to trying to get to this subject. First I wanted to really lay the foundation and convince those of you who needed convincing that writing goals is a worthwhile endeavor. And I hope I have done that and laid the groundwork for that. Now we're going to talk about know your why, write your vision, and don't get distracted. And kind of back and track again to the videos. I'm going to try to keep the videos shorter. That was my intention, but I really wanted to get this information out without dragging too far into the year because there are a lot of other subjects that we need to get to. There's an analogy I want to share with you that sort of encapsulates or brings out what this is all about. Our goals are like our bones. Our goals, those things that have been boiled down and chopped down and refined, that's like our bones. Our vision is the flesh on our bones. And our why, the why is the breath of life. So again, our goals are the bones. They're the bones. And what our bones do? They're our foundation. They are our foundation. If you break your bones, you're going to have a serious problem. We break our goals, we're going to have a serious problem with our mobility because our goals are the foundation that are going to help us to get where we're trying to go next. But our vision is the meat, it's the flesh on the bone. Our vision covers the goal. So you may have a goal of reading a book a month, and by itself, it may have no meaning. But if you have a higher goal of, uh, let's say you want to become an investor, you want to learn about the stock market and about investing. So these books you're reading are geared toward that area. Well, that's your vision. You want to become an investor so you can learn how to invest your savings so that you can have the finances for your retirement, for your children's college fund, to be able to help other people. That's your vision. Well, see, now those bones have something to protect them. I think the reason a lot of people fail to meeting their goals or resolutions is because they have nothing to cover them. They're just out there, they're exposed. They're just a bone laying on the table. They have no life. There's nothing there. And the goal can seem rewarding in and of itself, and some goals are. So I'm going to lose 20 pounds. That goal can have a life of its own. But if your vision is, well, 10 years from now, I want to be here. I still want to be alive and well and healthy. And you know you're overweight, then that goal of losing 20 pounds has a little more to it, because it's not just the fact of losing 20 pounds and say you lost 20 pounds. It's because you want to be healthy, because you want to be here for some time. You want to see your children grow up. You want to see your grandchildren, so forth. But then the other key to this puzzle that we haven't talked about yet is the why. Your why is the breath. You can have the bones, you can have the flesh and the nerves and everything, all your organs in the body. But without the breath, there's no life. Knowing your why gives life. Your why is what fuels everything else. So know your why. And what does that mean? Why are you here? Why are you here? Literally, why are you alive? Is there some purpose to your life beyond you just working hard and having a few nice things, and then you go on and pass on and leave somebody else to pay for your funeral? Somebody said a few nice things about you, and then that's it. And after a while, folks will forget about you. What's your why? Your why. You got to know your why. You got to have a purpose. You got to have meaning in your life. Your life has to mean more than just things. Goals are so often things. Your goals do have to be tangible. So by necessity, your goals have to be things. Something that you can mark off and check off. But you got to have a why behind it. And then that why is what fuels your vision. Then your vision is what gives your goals life. So let's go on. We also talked about this in our last video. Your vision is a picture of your future self. Your vision is a picture of your future self. And this, again, goes back to the why. My why informs that picture that I see of myself in the future, that picture that I see of myself growing and becoming this, well, in my case, this man that I want to be in the future. I had a dream when I was a child that always stayed with me, and I think it'll kind of inform our discussion. And let me just quickly go and refresh your memory about what we talked about in our last broadcast. Your vision will guide you to your goals and resolutions. And I gave you 3 exercises. And we're not going to spend time on it today. You can go back and look. That's why I love making videos, because you can always go back to the last one or the one from a year ago or 2 years ago and just view it again. But 3 exercises that I gave you to help you to really bring out your vision. Exercise number 1, visualize yourself 10 years from now. What do you need to do now to make that picture a reality? Exercise number 2, visualize the past year. What can be improved? And exercise number 3, visualize the world 10 years from now without you. What kind of legacy will you leave behind? So if you didn't get to the last video or you don't have time to go back and look at it, just pause this one, slide back on the little timeline, and listen to each exercise. Pause the video, really think about it. Get your notebook, or we're going to have to start journaling. Get you a journal or notebook that's going to be exclusively for your goals and your journaling, and write your thoughts down. And let that be your first journal entry. Answering each of those 3 exercises one by one. Now, like I said, I'm going to go back to that dream I told you about. Uh, like I said, I can't remember how old I was, maybe 10, 11, maybe 12 at the oldest. And I walked in my church's old headquarters. It's torn down now. It was still standing at that time. So I walked in. So in this dream, I walked in. There was a funeral going on, and the casket was in front of the altar, in front of the steps to the altar. But I couldn't see who was in the casket, and the church was filled with people, and I could see people dressed in our religious garb. So I recognized all of that. But it seemed that no one knew I was there. And I walked up the aisle, or at least it felt like I was walking or floating or whatever I was. And when I got to the casket, it was me. But I didn't look like my age at that time. I looked like an old man. Uh, and it's kind of ironic because I could tell I didn't have a lot of hair, which which did come before me. My hair doesn't grow like it used to, so that part was realistic. And I looked at myself laying in this casket. I could also tell I was thinner. Uh, I was thinner, and I was wearing a purple robe, and it had like gold piping down. I had a purple and gold cap on, but I could feel the prosperity. I could see the prosperity even on this lifeless body of mine that I was seeing. And I picked up the funeral program and I read the obituary, but I could only see the parts that I already knew about. And I couldn't see, it seemed blurred, the rest of it was blurred. So I couldn't see it. And I saw this woman on the front row, but when I walked by, I didn't see her, but I could see her when I was in the back of her head. And the spirit revealed, that's your wife. And I could see the other people from the back, and they were my children and grandchildren. And that dream, I hadn't thought about it in years until I actually sat down right now to make this video. I hadn't thought about that dream in a few years now. But that all goes back to what I've been talking about, the why. Because here's the thing. One day, I will be laid out. I may not be dressed that way. I may not look exactly the way I saw myself. But one day, that day will take place where my body will be laid out. And as old folk will say, too proud to speak. And somebody else will have to preach the word for me on my behalf. And what do I want people to say about me? Well, that's up to me. It's up to me to determine what people say about me. Oh, now somebody can lie on me, but the truth will always outlive a lie. Why? What is your why? What's the point of your life? What are you doing? Where are you headed? See, if you can wrap your mind around that, your why, your reason for being, your purpose in life, if you can wrap your mind around that, oh my Lord, then the vision starts to come clear. See, when I think 10 years out, and I imagine myself at 46, I can see certain things going on, but they all a part of the grand plan. So you're going to have to really start thinking and praying and meditating, my dears, on what do you want your life to mean. That's what exercise 3 is about. Imagine 10 years from now if you weren't even alive. What would your life have meant? And don't, like I said in the last video, and I'll repeat it here, it's not a morbid type thing. I know some of you probably thought that dream was morbid for me to see myself laying in the casket. It didn't feel morbid then, doesn't feel morbid now. It's just a reality. It's going to take place one day. So what is my life going to mean? What will my life mean when my life leaves out this body? I get to determine that right now. Great God Almighty. I determine that by how I live my life every day. You determine your legacy. You are writing your funeral obituary right now. You are writing your eulogy right now by the choices you make today. It's the year of sowing. What seeds are you sowing? Because that's all you have. All you have is sowing and reaping. You don't have anything else. You have the results of what you've done already, and you have the time and energy in life today to do some good today so that in the future you can reap some good things. There's some things I'm dealing with right now in my life, some stresses in my life right now that I should not be dealing with if I had taken care of some other things in the past. But because I put them off in the past, I got to deal with it now. Now, I don't even mean that in a negative way. I mean, there's a lot of good things happening in my life. But it's more difficult with a wife and 3 small children. I could have taken care of some of this before I got married. While I was single and didn't have all that extra on me, I could have taken care of a lot of things then. But hindsight is 2020. Now I can see how much time I had back then. And if I had taken more time then to do what I'm talking about now, I'd be much better off. But I don't regret anything I ever done because all these things helped me to shape into the person I am today. So I can go from where I am now, so can you. Go from where you are. Don't worry about the past to the point where you depress yourself and feel all guilty and hurt. And no, don't do that. If it's somebody you can say I'm sorry to, go tell them you're sorry. If there's a wrong, you can right the wrong. If you owe somebody $1 and you got $1 to spare, go give them that dollar. If you I don't know what, if you took somebody's pen, give them another pen if you can. But if you broke somebody's heart, well, there's really nothing you can do about that. Other than you can apologize and try to be as sincere as possible. But then going forward, be there for somebody else whose heart is broken. Plant a seed. Do something that will move that righteousness forward. Now, if you know your why and you write your vision, I almost missed that point there. You got to write your vision. Write the vision. That's what it says over in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. I know in all these videos I haven't been getting into the scripture too deeply because I purposely want you to really get into these goals. But Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2 said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables so that he that reads it can run on until the vision comes to pass. The vision will come to pass. Write the vision. As you get a picture and a sense of your vision, your purpose in life, write it down. Get a notebook, get a composition book, and start writing this stuff down. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to very likely change your vision statement. You may not even be able to form a vision statement right now. Just write these ideas down. Start capturing them so that you can go back over them, so that you can work with them. Praise His holy name. Thank you, Father, because this is the only way you're going to change your life. I heard a commercial for a company here in the Chicago area. They're called Permaseal, and they seal your basements from leaking, stop leaks in your basement. And the announcer said, if your basement leaked last spring, it's going to leak this spring. The winter is the best time to take care of the leaks. They call Permaseal. Amen. If your life was jacked up last year, it's going to be jacked up this year if you don't change anything. You got some leaks. You got some issues. You got some problems. You got some burdens. They're not going anywhere. Your foolish ideas, they're going to stay right there. That junk in your mind is not going anywhere by itself. You're going to have to do something. Let that be your goal. That you're not going to keep being the same damn fool this year that you were last year and the year before and the year before. Let that be your goal. Let that be your vision. Pray God Almighty. Let that be your why. I want to be a good, decent, and faithful person. See, as you start then, see what happens when you start even something very general like that. That's very general. But if you really start meditating on that every day, I want to be a good person. You know what's going to start happening? That philosophical mind is going to kick in. The mind of Christ will kick in. Then you'll start thinking, well, how do I become a good person? What do I mean by a good person? And you start writing and you flesh it out within yourself. Then you'll start to see. Maybe you're meant to be a teacher. Maybe you should be an electrician. Maybe you're going to start a foundation and do a lot of philanthropic work. Maybe you're going to be on the radio. Maybe you're going to have the next talk show. Maybe you're going to be the next rap star. Maybe you're going to be a great preacher. Whatever it is, you can have it. You can be it. You're going to be a great father, a great mother. Maybe whatever it is you want to do or be, it can start to come to light as you start thinking and on your vision. And if you don't have one, start going through the exercises, start thinking, start praying, start writing it down. And then every so many days, read over what you wrote. It's going to start to come clear. So I'm going to keep the video shorter. Last point, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. I had that incident Sunday before last. I had a discussion with someone at church. They almost got me distracted. Woo, Lord. The Spirit told me what to do. And some of my goals are directed at my church that I attend. But they're not for anybody else. I'm not going to tell anybody those particular goals. But I'm going to stick to them because I have a vision and I know my why. I started thinking about my grandmother, the Reverend Georgia Latimer. And I started thinking about what she planted in my life all those years ago as a child. And I thought on her, and the Spirit has really been helping me to see my why. And see, once you know your why and your vision is clear, then you won't get distracted. But don't get distracted. That's why you need to write this stuff down. So that when people, whoever says something or does something, and it may rattle you for a moment. See, when you have your why and you have your vision and it's written, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. When it's plain and you've thought about it and you fleshed it out in your mind, then you can look at that vision and say, you know what? I know so-and-so said this to me. I ain't like what they said, but I won't get distracted. Yes, life may be bearing down on me right now, but I won't get distracted. This past Friday, I almost got stressed out For some reason, everything I had to do came in my mind at one time, and I could feel the stress coming on me. But glory to God, because I had a renewed sense of my spirituality. I've been praying and meditating like I haven't done in a long time. And because I've been planting those seeds every day, when that spirit of despondency and stress tried to weigh on me, I just simply said in my mind, I don't accept that. And immediately, hallelujah, the stress flew off of me. Now, that was last year this time, or I would have probably spiraled for a few days. I may not have said anything to anybody, but I would have felt that stress. I would have felt it. My head would have started hurting. I would have felt my blood pressure rising, or it would have rose up on me. But because I can see my why, all I had to say in my head was, I don't accept that. And all those thoughts left my mind. And I was able to stay clear and focused. I want you to have that same peace. See, when you know your why and you know your vision and you know what you're trying to do with yourself and your life, nothing and nobody can distract you. And guess what? That's going to bring you peace. God bless you. You know how to find me. Look on the video, under this video. I don't care if you're on YouTube or you're on fatherhurley.com. All the links to get in touch with me are there. You know how to, you want to email me, go on fatherhurley.com, click on contact us. There's a form you can fill out. My phone number is on Facebook. You can get in touch with me. You want to write me in the mail, write me Reverend George, Latimer Knight, P.O. Box 43363. That's P.O. Box 43363, Chicago, Illinois 60643. Chicago, Illinois 60643. May peace and love abide with you always. God bless you. I love you all.